Like Donkey Kong Country 2, DKC3 has its own lost world, the island of Krematoa. Deep inside this giant volcano are the final 5 levels of the game, and a few surprises waiting for us when it's all said and done. This is part 43 of Overthinking Donkey Kong Country 3. So you've sent K Rool packing and saved DK and Diddy, but there's still work to be done. There's a whole mess of banana birds hanging out in Wrinkly's save cave, Funky's dropping some hints about a new project he's working on, and deep in your heart is an emptiness that you're terrified will never, ever go away, no matter what you do. The answer to most of these mysteries is found in Krematoa. For many players, the only substantial hint they'd have that a lost world is even here is through Blunder, who all but tells you how to get there. Circle the rocks north of Blunder's home, and somehow it makes a volcano emerge from the water. Don't think about it. Inside, you'll meet Boomer, the final brother's bear. He's cool. I really like Boomer. He's got a hard hat and high vis. He plays with dynamite. He's like the dad I never had. Just like Clubber, he charges 15 bonus coins per secret level, but unlike in DKC2, you'll have to play them in the order they appear. I dig this, partially because it gives the world momentum and structure, but mostly because I think the final level of Krematoa is just the perfect way to end the game. But we'll talk about that later. If you've gotten every bonus coin up to this point, you'll be able to afford opening up 4 of the 5 levels right out of the gate. So unlike the lost world of DKC2, Krematoa is going to have bonus coins to find. Anyway, probably time to talk about the first level of Krematoa, Stampede Sprint. For some reason, Stampede Sprint always reminds me of Ramby's section in Animal Antics. I think it's because, for a lot of people, Ramby's section is a quick, chaotic, cathartic sprint. It's not quite that simple here. After 2 kinda fun bonus areas, featuring Squawks and Squitter and hinted at by the no animal signs at the start, Dixie sails over a pit and into an alley barrel. Shortly after is a parry crate, one of the weirdest starts to a level, but nothing so far hints at the madness that's to come. You have no choice but to jump into the nearby blast barrel, where, once you land, Ellie's spooked by 3 sneaks and launches into a mad sprint in the opposite direction. The level throws a lot at you fast, but it's all much of a muchness. Jump over enemies, jump over pits, run under buzzers, but not all of them because you might lose parry in the process. I'm underselling it a bit here. It's an amazing level. It's heaps of fun and forces you to operate on instinct, which is when games like this are at their best. There's a rhythm to a lot of the jumps you've got to make, and some variation at play between jumping over enemies like Bristles and jumping on enemies like Krimp. This is the first time we see Cuff and Clout too, though they're kinda just breezed by and we don't really get a feel for their unique attacks. Still, they're a pretty intimidating presence, with their loud stomps preceding their appearance. I'm gonna meet the parry fans, all one of you, halfway here, and say that while incredibly frustrating, I like the degree of challenge parry brings to this level. I hate that a bonus barrel hinges on keeping him alive, but keeping him alive adds a dimension to the gameplay that, to me at least, is just right. I'm also not crazy about Ali turning into a steel keg. It's just that if you fuck up with either Animal Buddy's reward, you've got to do the entire level again. When you reach the end and raise the flag, a cog pops out. Something we haven't seen before, and its purpose isn't really explained at all. But if you go back to Boomer, maybe to open up more levels, he'll take it off your hands, putting it onto this weird machine that was here when he moved in. Nothing happens, so it looks like you'll need to find the rest of them first. Krematoa mirrors the lost world of DKC2 by having its first level be jungle themed. Unlike Jungle Jinx though, Stampede Sprint isn't our first jungle rodeo. Sorry. We've seen this tile set twice before, in Conveyor Rope Clash and Coin Dozer Clamber. Thing is, Stampede Sprint feels like the quintessential jungle palette. I mean, it's green, that pretty well covers it. And for many players, it may have been their first jungle level, if they got into Krematoa as soon as they could. They may have experienced this level before even Cotton Top Cove or Mechanos. Something I find really cool about this level idea is it's the second time we see a level centered around not an Animal Buddy's strength, but a weakness. Like in Murky Mill, Ellie's fear of rats is the driving force of the level, though unlike Murky Mill, the player never truly regains control of Ellie until the level's over. It's a really cool level concept, super creative, and I love how it's this mini full circle moment, harkening back to the early stages of the adventure. I really dig Stampede Sprint, despite its more frustrating elements. I generally don't struggle with this level, but one time it took my friend and I like an hour to beat it, because like Rickety Race in DKC2, the input lag was killing us. We were playing on a hacked SNES Mini, on a fairly new TV, so some part of the setup did us dirty. It was a miserable experience. That's it for now, thanks for watching.